if you look at it, you might think the domain is here like the -10, but this arrow means it goes on forever. So in that case, that's like an infinity domain because the arrow goes forever this way and forever that way. So the domain is kind of like infinity to infinity, okay? But we're not doing domain and range for these last two. For these last two, I need everybody to remember, we've been focusing on mx plus b, and we've talked about the standard form. Let me be a little bit more correct if I'm going to post this. Slope-intercept form we've talked about is the best form because it gives you the slope and the y-intercept. Standard form was my classes were calling it the stupid standard form because it don't show you anything. It doesn't show you the slope. It doesn't show you the y-intercept or the x-intercept. It shows you nothing, so you have to rearrange it. However, don't forget about this one. Don't forget about this good old form right here called the point-slope form. And point-slope form was kind of helpful because it does show you the slope. However, whoever made up point-slope form was kind of tripping because they're trying to give you a x comma y, but it's opposite. I don't know how many of you remember that, but that's why we're going over it. So, if you're going to use, and this is a reminder, stat edit, my stat edit girl right here, my stat edit girl, we are going to use stat edit to come up with the y equals mx plus b equation, okay? So, let's go ahead and use stat edit to write the equation for this line. What do we need? We need 2 points on the line. Do you see any? I see a few perfect ones. Like this one right here is perfectly at the x comma y. This one right here is perfectly x comma y. The y-intercept is pretty good too. But I'm going to use these two. I'm going to use these 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's -6, comma, -2. Then I got 1, 2. That's -3, -4. So I'm going to use stat edit real quick. Trying to make this video short. Stat edit. I'm going to just delete all that out of there because I need to make sure I have a -6, -3, -2, -4. Remember? So after I input this in stat edit, I press stat again. I go over to calc. Then I'm pressing number 4 because obviously this is a line. If this was a parabola or a quadratic, I would press number 5. But I'm pressing number 4 because it's a line. And I'm getting y equals the -6666667 x minus 6. This is not helpful because it's a, I need to change this to a fraction. So the weird thing about trying to change this to a fraction, if you round it, it's not going to give you the correct one. That's why seeing rise over run is helpful. If you can see what the slope is doing, and clearly it's a negative slope, we got that. It's going how many squares down, how many over? Yes, thank you. So it's -2 over 3 because obviously it's negative. That's why it's helpful to know rise over run. And then my -6 is great because that's that point right there, -6. So I have this equation, but on the STAAR, they might ask you to put it in point-slope form. All right, I wish I would have did a screen recording because now I got to give you the multiple choice. So give me 1 second so I can write down the multiple choice. Everybody else will be able to see it on the screen. Here are your multiple choice ones there. Sorry, if you can't see it yet, you'll see it in just a second. So we got y minus 4 equals -3 over 2, x minus 3. Then we got y plus 4. You do not have to write down all of these multiple choice. I'm writing them down for my video purposes. So the one thing that point slope is good is it gives you the slope, right? So right now you should be able to see which ones you definitely should not choose. Remember, point slope form is good because it will give you, it will be the same slope as we got from stat edit. Got it? So we are looking to make sure that we have a negative 2 over 3. Did it say negative 3 on top, 2 on the bottom? No. Negative 2 over 3 is what I'm looking for, not the flipped. Do not flip it if you don't have a reason to flip it. Don't flip it. So it's going to be either this one or this one. Now the other thing, like I said down here, remember it was trying to give us the x comma y, which is a point on the line, but it's opposite. Meaning that this gave us negative 3, negative 4, or minus 3, minus 4, which means they're trying to tell us that the point we should be looking for is 3, 4. I'm sorry, I don't even need that one. I canceled that one out already. So this is trying to tell us that it's a positive 3, positive 4, which means it really should be negative 3, negative 4 when I'm on my line. This one right here is telling us that negative 3, negative 4, nope, it's opposite, which means 3, 4. So what should the correct answer be? This one or this one? B or D? B or D? Sorry, B like boy or D like dog? Still didn't hear it. B like a boy or D like a dog? Dog. Raise your hand if you agree with dog. So, if you agree with dog, that means 3, 4 is on my line. Is 3, 4 on my line? 3, 4 is right here. So be careful. Remember, this is not telling us that it's negative 3, negative 4. It's the opposite. The answer should have been this one. Sorry, y'all didn't see that when I was in there. So the equation, the point slope form equation, should be this one right here. And I'll explain it again. Because like I said, whoever created point slope form was kind of tripping, because they're saying it's a positive 3 and a positive 3, positive 4 should be on the line. No. Whoever did that was tripping. It should be the opposite, which is negative 3, negative 4. So this is my correct equation for point slope form for that one. Y'all got it? Same thing for this one. The first, we're not going to do domain and range, but the first step is we probably do want to use stat edit to find our slope or our rate of change. However, let's save ourselves a little bit of time, because if you look at the multiple choice they've given you, look at all those slopes. All the slopes are the same, right? So do you really need to find the slope? Nope. If you're at home watching the video right now, give me a second and I will show you the multiple choice. But you don't really have to use stat edit on this one to find the slope, because in the multiple choice, the slopes are all the same. They're not really trying to help you out on this one. There's nothing to eliminate. So that means we can go straight to looking at the equation to try to figure out which point is for real in my table. So this first one is telling me that, well, it says negative 550, negative 2, but that means I'm really looking for a 550, 2, because it's opposite from what it's telling us. The slope is the same thing that we would get in stat edit, but this here is opposite. Do I see a 550, 2 in the table? Don't get happy just because you see 550 and 2. No. This is x, y. So it can't be that one. Could it be this one? This is a positive, which means it would be a negative 550, negative 2 in the table. Definitely no, because this whole table is positive. So now can you kind of see the answer? This is positive 2, positive 550, which means it would be a negative 2, negative 550 in my table. No. So that means it must be D. So my equation, somebody got a timer for me. So my equation should be this one, because this negative 2, negative 550 is this point for my table. And that's the end of this video.